If you have ever lived like this, making the same promise to yourself again and again, only to end up back in the same place, then do not be too quick to call yourself weak. You have probably tried before. You have tried waking up earlier, exercising, reading more, scrolling less, eating better, delaying less, starting over. You may have bought a new notebook, downloaded another productivity app, written a new life plan, and for a few days, it may even have looked real. Then slowly, everything loosened again. One bad night, one excuse, one small break in the pattern. And after a while, you looked at yourself and concluded, I must not be disciplined enough. I must not be strong enough. I must just not be the kind of person who can keep his life together. If that feeling is familiar, do not rush to call it a character flaw. A lot of people are not losing because they are lazy. They are losing because they keep using the wrong tool to solve the wrong problem. When Elias was 32, he had become very skilled at attacking himself. He attacked himself for procrastinating, for staying up too late, for eating badly, for wasting hours on his phone after promising himself he would stop. He had many names for what he thought was wrong with him. Not hard enough, not steady enough, not mature enough. It was not that he had never tried. He loved beginning. Every time his life started slipping out of shape, he entered a reset phase, a new planner, a clean desk, a strict schedule, a new vow. Tomorrow I wake up at 6. I work out, I read, I write, I stop wasting time, I fix everything. It always felt like standing at the doorway of a better version of himself. And for a moment, it even worked. The first day was strong, the second was decent, the third became shaky. By the fifth, a familiar sentence would appear. I'm tired today. Taking one break should be fine. And then the whole structure would collapse, like it had been made of paper. He blamed all of it on weak willpower, until one spring, he went to visit an old classmate. The man's name was Rowan. Years earlier, Rowan had been exactly the same kind of person. Always restarting, always trying, always building new systems and watching them fail. But over the last few years, something about him had changed. He felt stable, not performatively disciplined, not rigid, just stable. Elias had come hoping to discover some new method, some better system, some stronger trick, maybe even a smarter tool. But the first thing he noticed in Rowan's apartment was not software. It was emptiness. The kitchen counter had no junk food on it. The living room table held only one book. The phone was not on the couch or in his hand. It was inside a drawer near the front door. A pair of running shoes sat by the entrance, pointed outward. On the wall hung a small sheet of paper that said only this: do the big stone first. Before Elias had even sat down, he laughed and said, "What is this now? Minimalist self-improvement theater." Rowan smiled, handed him a glass of water and said, "It is not minimalism. It is me finally admitting that I cannot beat myself with willpower." That sentence hit harder than Elias expected, because it touched the place he cared about most. He had always believed that strong people were the ones who could overpower themselves. But Rowan did not look defeated. He looked like someone who had finally found the right weapon. After they sat down, Rowan asked him a simple question. Do you still believe you keep failing because you are not disciplined enough? Elias nodded. Rowan said, I used to believe that too. Then I realized I was not losing to myself. I was losing to a badly designed system. Elias did not fully understand at first. So Rowan took him into the kitchen and opened the refrigerator. It was clean, no soda, no desserts, no maybe just this once food. Rowan said that he used to love sweets, not because he did not understand health, not because he lacked information. He knew exactly what sugar did. But if there was ice cream in the freezer and his mood dropped at night, he always went for it. Then afterward, he blamed himself again. One day I finally understood, Rowan said. The problem was not weak willpower. The problem was that I kept placing the drug 3 steps away from myself and expecting saint-level behavior. Elias laughed, but only for a second, because he knew he was doing the same thing. The phone beside him, while he demanded focus from himself. The snacks in the room, while he demanded restraint. The social apps installed, notifications turned on, while he demanded peace. He had built his environment like a casino, and then wondered why he kept losing. People do not usually improve because they become morally stronger, Rowan said. Most of the time, they improve because the environment stops constantly pulling them downward. He told Elias a story about people who had been deeply addicted and then returned home, only to find that most of the habit fell away when the entire context disappeared. The environment changed, so the pattern changed. That was when Elias first realized he had been doing something almost absurd. Every time he failed, he turned it into a character judgment, but he had almost never examined whether the input itself had been setting him up to fail. Then Rowan showed him his desk. There was a laptop, one open notebook, and a single piece of paper. On that paper was written one thing: finish the proposal draft. No giant task list. No dense system of small obligations. No crowded illusion of productivity. Elias asked him, "What about everything else?" Rowan said, "Everything else is sand. I used to fill my day with sand and then call it effort. Emails, tidying, checking tools, adjusting formatting, researching little things. Every one of them gave me the feeling that I had not been lazy. But the real stone, the thing that actually mattered, was heavy enough to frighten me. So I kept pushing it away." Elias grew quiet, because that was almost exactly how he lived. It was not that he was doing nothing. It was that he kept postponing the one important thing by doing 20 smaller things around it. Pseudo-efficiency, Rowan said, is tactical diligence used to cover strategic avoidance. That night, when Elias got home, he did not make a bigger plan. He started removing things. He deleted the short video apps, turned off the notifications, moved the junk food out of the room, put the book beside the bed, put the shoes by the door, wrote down only one important task for the next day. All of it looked small, too small almost. But Rowan had said something earlier that Elias kept hearing. Standardization comes before optimization. You do not become an extraordinary person first and then build stable habits. You first become the person who does a little every day. Then strength compounds. So Elias stopped asking himself to read for an hour. He read one page. He stopped asking himself to work out for 40 minutes. He did one push-up. He stopped trying to repair his entire life at once. He lowered the starting threshold until it was almost laughable. At first, he hated that method. It felt too slow, too soft, too small to count as real change. But after 2 weeks, he felt something unfamiliar. Not intensity, stability. Not a dramatic breakthrough. More like an old machine, finally beginning to catch. Later, Rowan gave him another principle. Make good habits easier. Make bad habits more annoying. Before that, every time Elias tried to stop using his phone, his method was resistance. He would try not to check. It almost always failed. So he changed the friction. Every time he reinstalled a social app, he made himself log in again from the beginning. That inconvenience started doing work for him. At exactly the moment when his impulse was weakest, that was when he understood that many habits are not impossible to break. The friction is just set wrong. Then Rowan showed him something even more important. Bad habits usually share one structure: immediate pleasure, delayed cost. Good habits usually reverse it. Small discomfort now, delayed reward later. So if you support good habits only with the sentence, "This will be worth it someday," you will often lose to whatever feels good right now. That is why Rowan taught him to build immediate rewards into the system. After a run, mark it down. After saving money, transfer it into an account with a name that means something. After reading, leave a visible trace. You have to let the brain feel that not all reward lives in the future. Otherwise, it will keep returning to quicker sugar. In the end, what changed Elias most was not productivity. It was the way he understood himself. He stopped seeing himself as broken, stopped seeing himself as lazy, stopped seeing every failure as evidence that he lacked moral strength. He began seeing the truth. He had built a system that made failure easy. Then he stood in front of the result and called it identity. The strangest part was that he had once called that self-awareness. Real change is not learning to dislike yourself harder. It is learning to think like an engineer. Where is the system failing? What input pulls me down? What setup helps me begin? Where is the friction too low? Where is the threshold too high? 30 days later, Elias had not turned into another man. He still got distracted, still procrastinated sometimes, still had days when he wanted to do nothing. But something essential had changed. He no longer treated every slip as proof that he was weak. He repaired the system instead of attacking the self. If he missed one day, he did not collapse into shame. He remembered one rule: never miss twice. The first miss may be life. The second miss is where a new pattern begins. That sentence saved him again and again, because it pulled him out of the old perfectionism that had always said, if you broke it once, you have ruined it all. One evening, sitting by the window, with the paper on his desk, he thought something clearly for the first time. Life is not changed by a few dramatic bursts. It changes more like a long system upgrade. Not one vow today, a perfect self tomorrow, but the slow willingness to become someone who can actually function over time. Years later, someone asked him what the real secret of habit was. He thought for a long time. Then he said, "It is not becoming harder. It is finally stopping the habit of using the wrong tools to repair the wrong self." This is Otherworld Radio. What changes a life is not the day your will suddenly becomes steel. It is the day you finally understand that habit is not a moral trial. It is system design. When you begin adjusting the environment, the friction, the threshold, and the reward, your life stops feeling like an old program that keeps restarting and never actually runs.